Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Jen, and today I am going to share with you all of my February favorites. I have not too much this month, but I still have some items that are definitely worth talking about, and it is kind of early still, and I am drinking my coffee as we are going over favorites this morning because it's just been one of those mornings. I feel like this entire month I have been dragging and I have been in a funk. It's the end of the winter and I am anxiously awaiting the spring months and warmer days, and I've just been really not motivated lately, and caffeine has been helping a lot with that. Okay, I'm going to start off with something that I actually purchased for my daughter for Christmas a year or two ago, and she's been using it, but I have never used it, and once she showed me how it worked, I could not believe how amazing it was, and that is this. It's by Celine, and it is a makeup brush cleaner, and this is so cool. If there is one thing that I am bad about, it is washing my makeup brushes. I'm just horrible at it, and I think one of the reasons I really despise doing it is because, first of all, you feel like you never get it clean, and second of all, it takes forever to dry. So this little gadget has all of these different attachments, and you attach your makeup brush to it. It kind of spins it around in water. All you use is dish detergent, I believe. That's what she used anyway, but they also sell all different types of makeup cleaners, and it swirls it around in the water, and then you pull it out and it swirls it until it dries on its own, which is amazing. So when you are done, your brushes are totally clean and completely dry, and I just think it is the most amazing thing. It only takes a couple of minutes to do one of your makeup brushes, maybe not even a full minute. It was super quick, and now all of my makeup brushes are so clean, and having this contraption just makes it so much easier to keep them clean. So if you are one of those people who hate the task of washing your makeup brushes, I highly recommend this product because it really does work well, and it's not very time consuming, and your brushes are dry, so you can use them immediately and not have to wait a few days, which is what has always happened to me in the past. So definitely have been appreciating that. Something else that I've had for a while now but never talked about, but I use it every single day, multiple times a day, are the Airpods Pro, and it comes in this box, and you can see this is a little bit different from the AirPods that I previously had because it has these little rubber nubby things on the end, and I'm just going to show you. First I'll show you actually the container that they come in, and then you can see here are the little AirPods, and these little rubber pieces come in a variety of different sizes. That is also in the package. So I'll just show you the different sizes that it comes in. So when you open it up, it looks like this. You pull out this part, and then in here is this little square. The square are these little nubs. So you might notice that these are not all the same size, because what ended up happening was I kept changing up the size, but one would fall out and not the other. So I would try a different size, and then this ear pod would fall out and not this one, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong, but my ears are not the same size. So I think this might be a problem for a lot of people. So I have a smaller one of those little rubber nubs in this ear and 2 sizes up in this ear. And I don't know if that's just a me thing or if that's typical, but if you are having that problem, if you happen to have these, I highly recommend playing around with the different sizes and not feeling the need to match your ears, because probably your ears do not match. But anyway, what I really like about these are, first of all, they're noise canceling. So when you put them in, you're really not being disruptive of other things going on around you. So I use these when I'm cleaning the house, when I'm vacuuming, doing dishes, laundry, like all of the things. I always have these in, and also they have the capacity through Bluetooth to reach pretty far. So previously, other types of headphones that I've used and other types of AirPods that I've used did not have like long long distance being able to say leave the room to put laundry away and then I would disconnect, I can clean the whole house and be on a different floor in the house and this is still connected. So that is pretty awesome. And there have been times where I have gone out to take the dogs for a walk and I didn't realize that I didn't have my phone with me, but I still had these in and I was listening to a podcast or something, and I had them working for a pretty good stretch. So that's good to know too. I really use these a lot. They help me to be able to listen to books a lot because I'm trying to really do a lot of reading, especially this month I've done a lot of reading, and I love having the ability to listen to audiobooks or to keep up on some Disney podcasts that I like to listen to. So I really have been enjoying those as well. Sorry, I'm taking a sip of coffee in between every single item that I talk about because I need it. Something else that I recently started playing around with are these Dashing Diva nail strips. And I have shared on a previous favorites video the Color Street nail strips, which is what I normally wear and what I have on now, which they are great too. But what I need to say about Dashing Diva nail strips is when I took these off, first of all, they're so easy to take off because you do not need nail polish remover, and I really appreciate that. And for that reason, I think it would be something great to travel with, because if you are traveling and you just want to throw a couple of these in your suitcase, you don't need to worry about having nail polish. When you tire of them, you just literally peel them off like it's sticker, and then you could put the next one on. So I think that is wonderful, and that is my favorite thing about them. In addition to the health of my nails was never better than when I took these off. They are not without fault. I do find them to peel more easily than the Color Street and to not adhere as well as the Color Street. So they ripple, so the application is not as nice. So that is why I'm still going back and forth. So what I'm doing now is I'm still doing the Color Street nail strips because I also find that they're a better fit for my nails. The Dashing Diva can tend to be a little too big or a little too small, and they're not like always the perfect fit for me. But if you are trying to get your nails healthy and you still want to have a manicure, I highly recommend giving them a try, because they will give you a 2-week runtime with your manicure, and they hold up pretty well. Not quite as well as Color Street, but they still hold up pretty well, and having the ability again to just peel them right off like a sticker is amazing. Okay, I have more beauty products to talk about. I'm also going to talk about some of the entertainment types of things that I've been enjoying this month, but I have to talk to you guys about one of my favorite books of the month, and I read 8 books already this month. So I read 2 books a week, which is a lot for me, and they were all at least 4 or 5 stars. Most of them were 5-star reads, so it was really hard for me to just narrow it down to one book, but I'm going to share with you my favorite book that I read this month, and that is Sarah J. Maas' Court of Thorns and Roses. I think the reason that I'm choosing this book above all of the others is because it is very fantastical, and it brings you into a completely different world, and I just needed to be in a completely different world right now. And so when I explain to you what it's about, you're probably going to be like, seriously? But it is about a fairy realm, and there is an area where there are humans, and then there's this whole other fairy realm, and they live in these different regions that are based off of different seasons and things like that. For instance, the Court of Thorns and Roses is based in the fairyland that is always the spring. It is the spring court. But then there is also the winter court, and there's the night court, or the nighttime court, or whatever that is. And there's all of these different regions and lands, and they're so mysterious and mystical, and the way that she describes the spring court is just, it's so poetic and beautiful, and it brings you right there. So I absolutely loved this book. It was one of those books when I was done, I was like, I hug my books when I'm done with them if I really like them. Is that weird? But that's what I did with this book. I was like, oh, I love you. You're so good. It's supposed to be young adult. It is not. There are some pretty, very inappropriate for younger girls scenes in here. Like, there definitely is some smut in here. I guess that's the best word. I don't know what else to call it. But there's some pretty intense sexual scenes that happen in this book. But it is so well written. The love story is amazing. It's kind of like a Beauty and the Beast type of love story where this high fae, which fae means fairy. I actually had to look that up. How crazy, I didn't know that. And he comes over to the human world and this thing happens where he ends up needing to capture her, and it just, a love story evolves from there. There's lots of other very interesting characters, a lot of high action, and a really, really great romance. So anyway, I was so excited about this that I decided I wanted to get the rest of the book. So there's 3 more books, actually 4 now in this series. One just came out. She also has a Throne of Glass series, which is on like my Amazon birthday wish list now because I would like to explore those. But I do want to read all of these books, and there's a whole nother story that goes along with that because this copy is the original edition, and very recently she came out with the 4th book, and when they did that, they came out with a new edition and a new cover, so they got rid of all of these and replaced them with the new cover. So getting the original is not only near impossible, it is incredibly, incredibly expensive. So I did manage to get the last book in the series in the original edition, so I have the first and the last, but I need the 2 that go in the middle. So yeah, that's my dilemma. But anyway, I am moving on to edition number 2, and I just want to get that whole edition series so I can continue the amazing story. Did I talk too long about that? I hope no one left. Give this video a thumbs up right now if you're still here. I'm sorry I went on a tangent, but that was like the biggest thing that happened to me this month, so I had to talk about it extensively. I also have a great perfume. This is my daughter Emily's perfume. It smells so good. I'm gonna put it on now. It smells so good. And every time she wears it, I'm like, what are you wearing? That smells amazing. And I'm not a big perfume person, but I've been borrowing this from her a lot. I think I need my own. It smells so good. So it's Ariana Grande's Cloud perfume. And look at how cute the packaging is on it. It's so pretty, and it's such like a fresh, light smell. It's not too flowery, it's not too musky or cologne-y smelling. I don't even know how to describe it, but it is just such a pleasant, clean cut smell, and I absolutely love it. It's really, really a great fragrance, and maybe someday I'll get one of my own. Do you love how I use all of my daughter's things? Okay, something else that I've really been enjoying this month are Jen LaForge's fantasy Disney trips over on YouTube. She has been sharing them almost every Friday or every other Friday, and basically what she does is she pulls all of these little notes out of, I want to say a hat, but it's actually out of her Loungefly little Disney backpacks, which are super cute, and it'll be like a resort, a time of year, the weather, like who's going, if it's like just a husband and wife or if it's a family trip, and there's all these different categories. So she randomly pulls them out of the bags and puts together a trip based off of what she pulled out. And it's just been such a great disconnect from the everyday mundane things that I'm doing, just to be able to watch that and kind of see how she piecemeals together all of these different categories and puts together an amazing Disney vacation. So even though I'm planning Disney vacations all week as a Disney travel planner, I love seeing how other people would put together trips based on certain resorts or times of year and things like that. It's always so interesting to see how other people would plan their trip, and it also gives me some ideas and forces me to kind of think outside of the box of what my norm is, and my standards of going to Disney can change a lot based on seeing what other people decide to do with their trip plan. planning. So that has just been really, really fun. I highly recommend it. I'll leave her link above and or below, and you guys could totally check that out, because if you are a Disney fan, I really think you will enjoy these fantasy Disney trip reports. Another favorite that I wanted to share with you, because we live in the time that we live in right now, and something that has become important to me, which never mattered to me before, is a face mask. And it has been such a hard thing for me to find a decent face mask, because my face is pretty small and most of the masks are so cumbersome that they actually like go into my eyeballs. They cover half my eye, or they pull my ears, and they just have not been comfortable at all. And Victoria's Secret sells these little black masks. They're so pretty. They're lined with pink inside, and like the inside is a really soft cotton, but the outside kind of feels almost like it could be waterproof. And it has the adjustable straps on the sides so that you can adjust around your ears. And my favorite thing is it is small enough for my face. So to show you guys. Okay. So it's not too cumbersome. Do you see how I have a little space here underneath my eyes? I actually don't usually have that. Usually it's like so much higher, and it just dips underneath my chin, and it's comfortable, and I can breathe, and it's not pulling on my ears, and I just think it's perfect. So definitely a mask worth looking into. Victoria's Secret sells them for I think about $10. They have other masks that are less expensive, but the masks that are relatively inexpensive and super thin I find to be way more uncomfortable, because when you breathe you're kind of like sucking it in and out, because it's so flimsy that it goes up and down your nostrils, in and out of your mouth. If you guys have tried them, you know what I'm talking about. You definitely need something a little bit thicker to be comfortable and to actually be able to breathe and not feel so restricted. So really a cute little mask from Victoria's Secret. Also, for Christmas, I received this white trolley cart that I was using for all of my TBRs for the upcoming months. I thought it would be a great idea to categorize the books that I'm going to be reading in, say, the summertime or the fall. But I do have a lot of cookbooks that were taking up a whole shelf here in my office, and I thought to myself it probably would make more sense to keep the cookbooks in the kitchen, because when I'm meal planning I can just look through the cookbooks and write down, you know, the ingredients, what we need. I'm right there in the kitchen to see if we have the ingredients. So I filled the trolley with all of my cookbooks, and I think it looks really super cute in the kitchen. It perfectly fits in the corner of the room, and I just love having all of the cookbooks on display now in the kitchen, and they're very easily accessible for me there. So that has definitely been a favorite and a project that I took on this month. So if you guys watched my Valentine's Day vlog, you know that I received this beautiful Michael Kors handbag for Valentine's Day, and this has truly been probably my favorite thing this month. I am loving this bag. I was thinking about doing a what's in my handbag video, so you guys can let me know in the comments below if that's something you would be interested in. But it's so beautiful, and it has 3 compartments, which I really love. I'm not going to take everything out right now, but I love that it has a zipper compartment in the middle for my wallet and keys and things I don't want to lose, and then it has these 2 open areas as well, but then it also has buttons so you can actually snap those areas shut. And my favorite thing was it has handles, so I can carry it like this, which is actually what I've been doing, because I still have to scale back on the amount of things that I carry in a handbag because there are so many things in here. But it also has a strap, so I could go hands-free and do like a crossbody, and oftentimes that's really what I prefer to do, because I like to be able to use my hands for other things. But look at how pretty it is. I really, really love everything about it. I love the color. I think it's very classic. It's one of those handbags that you can use for a lifetime, because I don't think this style ever goes out of style. And it has the little feet at the bottom so that when you put it down, it doesn't get dirty or scratched, and I really love it. So that was definitely a February favorite. And lastly, I said that I would start sharing some of my favorite moments of the month. Definitely in February. I think Valentine's Day was quite possibly my favorite Valentine's Day ever, and how crazy is that considering the world that we're in right now and everything going on. But it was so wonderful, not only having the whole family at home, but everybody participating and putting together a really nice meal. And you know, some of us dressed up. I didn't want to dress up. I was going to, and then I was like, oh, it's too cold. But like my daughter and her boyfriend dressed up, and it was just really, really cute. I decorated the dining room with Valentine's decor, and I set the table with my new Disney princess china. So it just felt really special, and it was definitely a nicer meal than we would have had or enjoyed if we went out somewhere. Just being at home and being in a relaxed environment and just having conversation and making good food and sharing it with each other was amazing. So Valentine's Day was probably my favorite memory or thing that happened in the month of February. I hope that you guys are all doing great wherever you're at. I'm sure you're also looking forward to the spring and vaccinations and getting this horrible, horrible thing out of here, out of our lives, and getting back to traveling and exploring and seeing the world and seeing people and all of the things. So I am feeling like as the weather is getting warmer and things are getting better out there, that we are all going to be in such a better place so very soon. So just have to muddle through these last few weeks of the winter, and that's what I'm doing right now, muddling every day with my caffeine. That's what I'm doing. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Please subscribe if you're not. I really would appreciate it. It's kind of a big deal here in YouTube world. So if you're not subscribed and you have been watching, please consider subscribing, please. And I will see you all really soon. Take care. Bye.